Come along, children. Now we're going to have a little music.
What is up, guys? I'm Andres.
This is RB3.
I'm Sabrina.
And this is our review for The Hunt, a movie that is now available on VOD. The movie that notoriously has been kicked around for quite a while. And now it has coronavirus to deal with because I believe this movie was released right when it was hitting in theaters. So this is kind of a cursed movie, guys. I kind of want to start with that. Not necessarily a conversation on the movie itself, but around the movie, because notoriously this movie got tweeted out by the president as a movie anti-Mr. President, which we won't get into, but obviously that moved the date further back, and it also dealt with the themes of the movies, of shootings and stuff like that, and then it got moved back, and now it's dealing with theater closures. This is insane. What are you guys' thoughts on this? I'll start with you, Sabrina.
I honestly think that with the release date it got, I think having it on VOD is probably a better option for a movie like this. I don't know why, but I just don't really think too many people, especially with ticket prices being so expensive, I don't think too many people were going to like flock out to go see this movie. I think having it on VOD, paying a one-time fee, and then the whole household could see it is probably a little bit of a better option. So I think even though it's like a cursed movie, I think this is kind of a blessing for it, because I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't have gone to see it in theaters. So
Yeah, I don't know why, but that just felt like the ultimate diss track. Yeah, this movie is not good enough to be in theaters. I'm so glad it came on VOD. That's the best way to release this thing.
There's certain things that there's certain movies that I just think like VOD or streaming, something like that, is a better option, and this is one of them. Not talking about the quality of the movie, because I actually enjoyed it, but I do think its home is something like VOD.
Yeah. This is definitely a movie that was mired by controversy. We even had an entire meaning of episode dedicated to talking about talking about this movie, which is hilarious and fascinating, which this lived up to. This had a lot of hype going around it. I think the only movie that's been moved around more than this movie is New Mutants, and we need to start a petition to get this movie released, y'all. Come on, we have to release New Mutants. It's been 2.5 years.
I have to give a shout out to Joe Starr. Have you guys seen his tweets on New Mutants?
Yeah.
They're clutch. They're so funny because every time he's like posting like a little like side image of like his set visit where he's like, one day I can post this whole picture. It's so funny.
It's so crazy.
Really
that visit was from like 2016 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's been literally 4 years. Like that's when I moved to LA. So
we need this movie. They've been holding this. This is a masterpiece they've been sitting on, and they just haven't. They're too scared to release it. But back to
but either way, guys, I was gonna say back to The Hunt. Now that we've all seen the movie, what is your thoughts? Because this was supposed to be one of the most controversial movies of the year. Was it that? And was it entertaining at all? I'll start with you, Sabrina.
I was entertained for sure. I thought it was good. I thought the action sequences, the fight sequences, things like that were really good. But overall, from what it was trying to say, which is like convoluted, I don't really know too much of what it was trying to say. Maybe like we're all kind of the same no matter what background we come from, but it's like white people versus white people. So like I was thinking in a situation, it's more profound than what the result came out to be. But I liked it. I was entertained. The lead, I forgot her name, but I think she did a really, really great job. Because is this spoiler or non-spoiler? Spoiler because it came out?
I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but you could spoil some parts of it, but not the third act.
Oh, well, I wasn't going to spoil the ending, but all the people that I knew were in this movie. Like, it's so funny that they weren't the focus. It was this they
get killed.
Yeah, so they all basically get killed right in the beginning, which surprised me. So that's something I really enjoyed, because then I was like, oh, cool. There's this like badass girl. Okay, I'm actually my favorite part, and this is my favorite thing. I forgot what what she says exactly, but when she's buying the pack of cigarettes and the lady gives her a certain amount of change back and she knows right away, like she's not in that state. And she says something like, oh my God,
cigarettes are only $6.05 in Arkansas.
You bitch. And then shoots her. That is the funniest thing. I genuinely laughed. The line delivery was flawless. So that I will give it. It had really, really funny elements to it. It was entertaining. I just don't think it was that controversial, that profound, that deep, that people were like making it out to be.
Yeah. I said this back when we talked about it on the podcast. This was going to be another situation like what was the Seth Rogen and James Franco movie?
The Interview.
The Interview. It's going to be another interview situation. It's literally going to be the dumbest movie ever made, and the studios are scared because a couple of conservatives are mad about it. And I hate when they do. I hate when they have to feed and bend to the will of like just stupidity. Because when you watch this movie, there's nothing controversial. This is quite literally the most surface level movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, there's no political commentary. They present nothing. There's literally just a background element to at best. But it doesn't really feed into any sort of bigger theme. When you're talking about like, what does it represent? Like, is it about people being the same? The answer is nothing, because it says nothing. It does nothing. It's just an action movie. And they made it virtually unmarketable because they killed off every single movie star that they could have possibly marketed behind it within the first like 10 minutes. So it's like, it's weird that like, it's like an up and down, right? Like what the movie got so fascinated in marketing itself as this like controversial piece when it's not that controversial, but you have no stars to market because what can you market? It's like nothing. So when you say it is a VOD movie, it kind of does fit into that pattern of having nothing worth seeing about it. So
yeah, her name is Betty Gilpin.
Yes,
Betty Gilpin.
She was great. And can I just say one more thing with what RB3 said really fast? The thing is, I enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed the idea of it. If there were just people that a rich group of people that kidnapped people and hunted them for sport, that's like interesting, and that could be taken in different directions. But the fact that they had liberal elites, rednecks, that's where it ruined it for me. So once I just kind of tried to forget about all of that, I did enjoy the movie. But yes.
Yeah. And I was gonna say this. As much as like I'm trashing this movie for like this Fox fake political whatever stance it was taking, I do think as an action movie, it's a fun action movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely an action comedy. All the kills were kind of played for laughs, and even the first 5 minutes of the movie, the first guy that wakes up or whatever is all played for laughs. But yeah, you're right, RB3. You and I talked about this, and we both said like how much you want to bet when we see this movie, it's not going to be offensive at all. Mm-hmm. Like we both said that. I was totally in agreement with you because I was like, yeah, dude, how much you want to bet that like the same people that were bashing this movie probably would like this movie.
Yeah, literally, yes.
Will probably like this movie. Yeah, the irony, right? You know what's funny, guys? We're saying that this is probably a VOD movie and it worked better in the effect, but ironically enough, this movie is not doing well on VOD. There's quite a few other movies that are doing way, way better. Movies that didn't even get a studio release, which I find to be fascinating. I read an article saying that this was one of the lowest rated iTunes buys and rentals or whatever, which I was like, whoa, really? A movie that just came out. So ironically enough, this is probably going to be a loss on every front for the studio.
Yeah, the problem is that they marketed it as a political thing, and nobody wants to see politics right now. Mm-hmm. Like this is not the time for that. If they would have done it as just a straight up action comedy and not even marketed it or even conceived it as some sort of like political thing and didn't have any kind of like political controversy, it probably would have done a lot better. And when people went in and probably saw like the quote unquote political commentary, it probably would have came off as more surprise, more of a funny thing than it just basing your whole campaign around it. It doesn't really make sense to me.
Yeah, and I feel like if I'm being honest, like I feel like a movie like The Purge or the second Purge does everything better than this movie as far as action and themes and over the top stuff. I think The Purge
Mm-hmm.
does it better, if I'm being honest. And I know that's like a mini shout out to The Purge, but why not?
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't that impressed, if I'm being honest. And to be honest, after Watchmen, I was like, oh damn, give me whatever he wants to do. I'm watching, because Watchmen was just so raw and real.
Damien Lindelof, yeah,
Lindelof, yeah. So I was kind of excited for this movie, but I was like, I get it, and it's whatever. So yeah, that's kind of our conclusion, I guess. Any final words, Sabrina?
It's fun, I guess. Like, you don't have to see it.
That's perfect. That's kind of a perfect review. We should have just done that and ended the video.
Ended it.
Yeah.
I think
either way, guys. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I just want to slap the Universal Studios hand with a ruler real quick. Say shame on you for putting this movie out the way you put it out. You did a disservice to this marketing campaign, to this movie's livelihood. I think this probably would have just been a lot better if it just would have been a straight up action comedy instead of using this political angle to make some sort of fake outrage about it.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, agreed. Either way, guys, that is our thoughts on The Hunt. Again, in the comments down below, look, you can let us know your thoughts. Even if you disagree and you have different takes, we want to hear it. So make sure you guys leave us comments down below. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to First Cut, our YouTube channel. That's the best way you can communicate love to us. And you can follow us individually. I'm at Squad Leader Ace.
I'm at Director RB. Oh, my bad.
I'm at Sabrina X Monica.
I'm at Director RB3.
And First Cut TMO is where you can find us on social media as well. And for the First Cut crew, I'm Andres.
This is RB3.
I'm Sabrina.
I'm gonna rip you to pieces.
We're peacing out. Peace out, guys.
We'll see.
This is a wild game of survival.